Hello and merry meet. I'm Rowan Ravenwolf, and today is Tuesday Tarot, and we are doing Tuesday Tarot. Is super fun. So if this is your first time joining Tuesday Tarot, we talk about one of the 78 cards in Tarot. So tonight is the Major Arcana card, the Chariot. And then when we're done giving you guys highlights over it, we do one card readings. So please stick around for one card readings. You can type general or you can type a question, and we'll gladly answer any questions for you. So I'm just going to make sure Bren knows. Hi, Candace. Great to see you too, hun. So I'm going to just share. I think it goes where Bren knows. Hi, Candace. Great to see you too, hun. So I'm going to just share. I think it goes quiet. It goes quiet when I'm sharing. I think somebody told me like every time I share, it's quiet. Helps to share the right thing. Oh. Right, so I'm very excited, and I almost pulled, like last week I was totally prepared, had all the cards pulled. I did not even realize how fast time was flying. I looked at the clock and went, ah! So I have 2 decks left to pull the Chariot card from, and we do need to wait for Bren, which actually, let me make sure Bren knows that I'm live. There he is. Okay, so want to make sure he shows up because he's kind of like my partner here. So we're the Tuesday Tarot 2. There we go. So and please make sure you take a little time to like the live. Thank you, Candace, so much for liking, because it lets people know that we're here and we're doing readings, and gets the word out so this little channel will grow, and I really, really appreciate that. I also appreciate the gifts, always expected. I always appreciate the gifts, never expected, always appreciated. So super, super fun here. So, all right. And I've got Lenormand cards and Oracle cards and Tarot cards for later for readings. So super, super fun. And there we go. There's Bren. I think, wow, it's not letting me, there we go. Happy Tuesday.
Oh boy. So I hope we're ready for the pump the brakes for the Chariot.
I know, and I have one more deck I've got to find the Chariot in. I really did good today, almost good today. Like I looked at the clock and went, oh my gosh, I'm going live soon. So I had enough time to get all but 2 decks. So I was pretty, like, I'm all considering. I need to set an alarm on Tuesdays or something. So. But yay. So just looking for the last one. And it will probably be the very last card that I look at. Because that's how it goes when I do this. When I pull them ahead of time, like last week, like they were easy to find. It took me like no time at all. But when I'm not prepared, it takes forever. So I guess we'll start. So tonight's card is the Chariot, and I'm going to just show 2 cards, and then I'm going to kind of go over a couple things. Then I'll show the rest of my cards, and then Bren will show his cards. So the first card I'm going to show is from the Visconti Tarot deck, which is a reproduction of an actual Italian tarot deck from, what was it, 4 or 5 centuries ago. So here's the Chariot here, which is really fascinating. We've got like a royal woman or a woman of high power on 2 white steeds that have they look like Pegasus, which is really fascinating. And then we have the 1906 deck, the Rider-Waite deck. So you can kind of see the contrast. Now, the Rider-Waite deck is based off of the Marcel's deck. The Marcel's deck is based off the Visconti deck. So the Marcel's deck is a lot newer, but it's only newer by like maybe a century than the Visconti. So, but we do have a difference there. And we see a lot of really great symbolism because we see Egyptian symbolism in here. We see Catholicism. There's some Judaism. Like there's a little bit of everything. That's what's really fascinating about the Rider-Waite deck is how they've really combined a lot of different religious and spiritual beliefs in the deck. So that's the Chariot card. So the Chariot card, this is a water card. So our element is water, and it's associated with the Cancer sign. This is a card of victory, conquest, strength. It's more of an external strength because we will be talking about the Strength card next week. But it's also like momentum. It's a card of movement. It's a card of breakthrough, and it's also a card of travel. So I love when it pops up when somebody asks, will I be going on a fun vacation? And it pops up. It's like, yeah, you're going on a fun vacation. So that's what makes this card great. It's also associated with the solar plexus, which is one of our chakras. So I like to do that. This card is from June 21st to July 21st. Again, it is our Cancer, our water sign. And I kind of feel like, and Bren, you can totally correct me, but I feel like out of all of the water signs, Cancer seems to be the most logical, if you can actually have logic associated with a water sign, because, you know, they're all emotional, but they seem to handle their emotions a little better.
Yes, that would be, I could see that because usually when we hear the sign of Cancer, we automatically think of mother. And when we are referring to mother, well, she's the first teacher. So she's the most intelligent. Just saying.
Yep. Yeah. So fun that way. So I hope that like helps everybody kind of, again, very high overview. Bren's going to go over a little bit more, and then the tell-in will wrap it up with how we can use this card in magic. Ooh, there's so many fun ways we can use it in magic. All right. The next deck, this is the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dungan. I like this because it's like it's in the clouds. You can see the cosmos connecting with the earth in this card, because we've got the moon and we've got the stars connecting there, and we've got, you know, the character in this one, he almost reminds me of like a god, almost like it's like Zeus or somebody of higher power there, just riding these white stags.
Yeah, it kind of even looks like you could even say it would be something like, let's see here, I'm going to try and remember my mythology well. It could be Apollo, possibly.
Oh yeah, it could be Apollo.
It could, I'm trying to think, who else has a chariot?
The goddess Freya, but this is a male figure.
Yeah, and also is being pulled by horses, not kittens.
Right. Yes, that makes a big difference. Yeah. So I love that interpretation. So the next one, this chariot is like, so now I'm going to get into a couple that are the next three are a little bit more obscure and totally different, but look at this one.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that because it's a white tiger. It just gives, and it gives you like the difference, like, I'm really strong. I will conquer. I will survive anything that you throw my way. And if I don't survive it, my tiger's going to get you. And I just love the colors of the deserts too. Yeah, this interpretation I really love.
Yeah, especially the white Bengal tiger at that as well.
Yeah. So from the Druid Craft Tarot, this week I don't have to block anything. We have our druid there riding the chariot with the black and the black stallion and the white stallion. And we've got the sun in the background, and she is wearing blue. So we have that element of water present, ever so present on her, showing her strength with the element. And then this one I love. This one is extremely watery, and you'll also see we have the Cancer sign completely on the card. The Shadowscapes Tarot. There we go. There's our little Cancer sign right down there. It'll nip you with its claws.
Yep.
So I love this because the horses are literally galloping through the water. And we see the sea turtles. So we see all of that water element, all of the Cancer element there. And we have that movement. And what I love about this is that the movement's not just with the horses, it's also with the water. So the water's showing the movement, showing that we can travel, showing that we can move forward. And then finally, the Nightfall Tarot. And it's very, very similar to the Rider-Waite. We've got the Egyptian element there. It is, however, a female, which I love that interpretation, the difference between the female and the male on the card. So, all right, Bren, your turn.
Oh boy, and do I have a Dean's list of depictions for the Chariot? So, the Chariot. Now, if I could give one quote for the Chariot card, it would be something like this.
The Bren.
Yep, because the Chariot. Now again, this is another card. It depends on the depiction of the Chariot, because the Chariot can be either stationary, the horse figures, the Sphinx figures, or the vehicle can either be in motion or it could be stationary. Because the Chariot, as we see it, for the Rider-Waite-Smith, the Sphinxes, they're laying on their paws and they're just laying there like, just waiting to move. While in some decks, you see there's actual movement. So in a way, with the Chariot showing the figures that are pulling it, if they're laying down or like sitting on their paws, or there's no movement, that can indicate a stage of preparation for moving. That can show that beginning stages of trying to strategize and think, okay, so how are we going to go about making this move? But here comes the twist from the previous card, the Lovers. In order for the Chariot to move, you have to have both sides of the Lovers on point and working together in a unison. And when they get together in a unison, that's when the angelic figure above gets included, and then that's when it becomes the Chariot, and then it can charge forward. Because if there's any point where it's like, one of the Sphinxes is like, I don't want to deal with you. Well, I don't want to deal with you. Then there's no movement. So that's another way that you can weave the cards together. But usually with a Chariot, we can see movement. We can see, again, depending on the depiction, we can see movement that is focused, straight ahead. Or sometimes we can see movement that's going, one horse is going left, the other one's going right. And then you have the charioteer going like, what is this? Hold on, you two. Come on. And trying to keep a grip on everything. So, just like the He Who Fun card, this is one of the cards you have to look at the depiction to kind of have a general idea of how the energy is speaking to you. So, without further ado, I guess we'll go with the first one. This is from my first deck. Let me do a minor detail. This is from the Beginner Tarot, I believe that's what they call. Well, wait a minute.
Oh, I can see you fine if that's what you're wondering.
You can see me? You can see me fine?
I can see you fine. Yep.
That's weird. I can't even see me. So, okay.
Oh, how weird. Yeah, and yeah, you can keep going. That will be on the replay.
Yeah. Oh. Anyways. Well,
okay. You know what? We love when our personalities come out. It makes us
Yep,
real.
exactly. So, again, I can't even see if it's on screen, but here's the Chariot card in the Beginner's Tarot. So, as you can see, we have a black horse and a white horse. Then we have a third figure in the back being like, okay, whoa, ponies. Because one's going left, one's going right. And he's trying to keep a hold of them. And another thing too,
And the cool thing is the clouds in that. The clouds make it also look like there's kind of fierce weather.
yes, and there's also dust being kicked up because of the
Yeah.
ace. And this is kind of taking it to another more advanced level. But with a depiction of two horses, a black one and a white one, well, in Vedic astrology, there are 2 points that are associated with horses. There's 2. The beginning of Aries, called Ashwini, then the other one, which is the heart of Aquarius, called Sapashaka. Both of them are assigned a horse as the animal. So in this, you can see a black horse, which would be the Aquarius side, and then the white horse would be the Aries side. The Aquarius side is ruled by the North Node, Rahu, and then the Aries side for Ashwini is Ketu, the South Node. So the North Node and South Node are trying to be pulled together by the charioteer, which is the individual. One wants to go left, one wants to go right. One wants to pursue, the other one wants to not even go anywhere and detach. So it's really up to the individual, which would be then like the sun, essentially, trying to keep, actually really it'd be the moon, to keep a hold of all this. So that's an even more deeper level than I thought it would be. But this together, it does show, if we're going to be general, this way I look at this chariot, it's like, okay, you have a lot of momentum. You have one focus going one way, then you have another focus going the other. You better get a grip because you're moving quick, and if you don't get that grip, well, you might have your little chariot part just split into 2, like a Looney Tunes cartoon. And we don't want that to happen. So let's go with this one next. This one is from the Happy Tarot, and here's how it's depicted. You see a male figure on a skateboard, and he's being pulled by 2 dogs. Now, this one is very innocent, moving forward with a lot of speed. But the problem, though, one slight problem, it's very reckless. And dogs, they see a squirrel, they're going after it. And the last thing you want to have is one dog looking one way and the other dog looking the other, and then you're being, you're going to be doing the splits on the skateboard, trying to keep both of them. And we don't want that. So with this chariot, this one's more like a more playful, like pursue what brings you happiness and joy. Move forward towards it, but don't become so blinded by your movement that you can risk falling off of it. So now the next one I have is, this is from the Haunted House Tarot, and this is how it's depicted. This is different. It's like, yes, madame, your chariot awaits. Your limo awaits. So this one, there's no movement. This one is like you're being escorted into your chaperone vehicle. So now this one is more along the lines of you are about to be moving on to some destination. You're about to take a trip and being like in a more higher class version of like having in a seating arrangement. You may be having a vehicle, or the way you're traveling may be involving higher grade of like conveniency and comfort. Or possibly too, this may also because again, we kind of don't know the motives of the driver because you can't see his eyes. So maybe this could be an indication that somebody may be trying to sell you something that may look good and it may flow easy, but something's not right. Now the next one is from the Gustav Door. I know that's a really tickle of the throat saying that. And then we go into some place which is like a totally not Alice in Wonderland. So we have the charioteer, and then we have a lovely lady in the back, and then we have emus as the charioteer. Like the emu power. Yeah, emu power. And we're going to go with it. So this one kind of shows maybe be a little bit more creative and think outside the box with how you're going to be moving forward with something. And don't be afraid to be a little wild with it. Get creative. Think outside the box and how you pursue moving forward with whichever endeavor you're in. Be a little mad with it. Okay, what we got next? Alright, next one. This is from the Dark Angels Tarot. And this one, you might be thinking, huh? But where's the movement? You're probably thinking, wait a minute. But where's Hanky and Panky in the front? Okay, you got to look at it backwards. You see the angelic figure in the back, the left wing, the right wing, and then you have the figure in the middle doing the prayer. There you go. You have the left wing to fly one way, then the right wing to fly the other. Then you have the angelic in the middle, in front. See? But this one is kind of, in a way, being, this might ruffle some feathers, but who cares? This depiction of the chariot is making you become dependent on a higher power in order for there to have movement happen. In order for you to progress, it requires something beyond your control to have it take form and move. So this one can kind of show that you may have to lean on a higher power or lean on a force that is outside of the everyday norm to get you to where you need to go. Because the figure down at the bottom is stone, rock solid, down on earth. The other is flying. So that can kind of hint at that.
It really, you can see the connection of body, mind, and spirit in that card. It really shows how we have to have that balance within ourselves in order to grow.
See, next one. This one is from the, if I can get this card back in there. This one is from the Definitely Not Tim Burton Tarot. We have this chariot. Well, it looks like he's on a pimped out wheelchair, but you can only see half of him. You can only see half of his face, and he's looking at you like, well, you got something to say? You got something to say about my ride? Like this one kind of shows that this one's kind of showing that the forward movement that you might do, you might need to do a lot of fortification and making sure the vehicle or the avenue you're going to be moving forward and use is fine-tuned and ready to go. And there might be something you may have to be prepared for because, again, the way that it's depicted, it looks like he's in the helm of a knight. Yeah. So be prepared to have your head be bonked. You might get a lot of headaches with this, with the movement, but just make sure that you're well armed and prepared and armored up. Okay, let's see. We have. Oh, here's a good one. This one is from Tarot de la Nuit, and this one is from Arabian Nights. I forgot the rest of the song, but yeah, you go. You get it. Yes, this is Jasmine. So this depiction, you're thinking, huh? What kind of chariot is this? Okay, you really got to look. You see the dark horse, and you see the white horse chess piece. There's your horses. Now, who's the charioteer? Simple. But definitely not Jasmine figure on the carpet. Because in chess, you have two knights. You have one here and the other one here. The charioteer is you. You're directing the horses where to go. And then the full moon in the back, there's the Cancer part. See? Very clever.
Yes. And
now this chariot relies on you to be very strategic. Think in the perspective that you're looking down on something, you're trying to figure out the best course of action. And being aware that you only have two specific things that can move you forward. So you got to use your resources wisely. Let's see. Next one is from the Spooky Ghost Tarot, and here's how it's depicted. So this one can show that possibly either one, you may have forward movement with, say for an example, if you're trying to connect with an ancestor or an ancestry, or if you're trying to figure out or astral travel, you can definitely have this be a hint of that. But if you also notice this specific chariot card, this charioteer is actually armed with a whip. So this one can definitely point to like, hey, you better be aware, you better keep control of this. like for astral travel or astral projection or doing anything regarding that, this can be an indication if it pops up. Be very aware of your thoughts and be very aware of how you're moving in it. And crack the whip if you have to, metaphorically, to keep yourself in check and not go off the deep end. Now, this one is from the Apocalypse Tarot. And here how it's depicted. So now you're probably thinking, that is a lot going on in one card. Yep, that's the point. So this depiction, you see the front, you have a black horse and a white horse, okay? Then you have the charioteer pointing a sharp apparatus at you. Then you also, at the very top, have the Roman goddess. Well, I believe it's supposed to be Bellona. If it's not Bellona, then it'd be Nike. And she's blessing the charioteer charging forward. So this one can show that you're having movement and you're having divinity back you up in a way where it is making you be inspired to go face first. Or, as I like to call it, Hong Kong Phooey. Alright, boys, you're in some big trouble. I don't even know how I still know that line. And I haven't seen that show in forever.
Sometimes lines stick out to us and they never go away.
So that's from the Apocalypse Tarot. Our next one will be, let's see here. Let's go with an oddball. One that's really like, okay. Oh, I know. Let's go with this one. This one is from Definitely Not Walking Dead Tarot, which is Tarot Z. Now when you see this one, you're going to think, okay. Yep, that is a tank. Now, you see this chariot and you're thinking,
Conquer, victory.
yeah, well, but now here's an alternative route I'm looking at it. Now, first and foremost, we're talking about the Definitely Not Walking Dead. Definitely not. So, when it comes to that, usually that happens because a virus, an affliction. And now you're having something infect the military. Now, the military is weaponizing the tanks. What can this show? Corruption in terms of government and it being weaponized and used. Because you're having somebody infecting the governmental use of military, and now they're weaponizing it. Although it's technically not using it in means of, like, say, using the tank in a way where it's not being used as it's intended, but it's being used in a way by somebody who was once human, like an everyday citizen. Now they're brainwashed, and now they're using that military-grade weaponry in a way where it could be a bit chaotic and a bit corrupt. And didn't expect that to come out of that, did you?
Well, and one thing I'm just going to add, and I think we probably brought it up, when we're looking at these cards, like we're doing a really high overview, but one thing we want to look at is the symbolism and the story on the cards when we're doing readings. And that's what we get intuitively. And especially like when we pull decks, I know Bren and I will actually, when somebody says, I want a general reading or here's my question, we have multiple decks out that will be drawn to specifically for each individual when we start that. But that's why we're kind of doing this high overview to show you there's like massive differences, not just in the artwork, but in how the cards can be interpreted.
Mm-hmm. See, we'll go with, we only have a few more left. Let's go with Dark Goddess Tarot next. Who's going to be this one? Ishtar. Why Ishtar? Well, if you heard the story of Gilgamesh, I want to be your wife. No. You dare tell me no? Oh, heck no. And then she got agitated. And that's the Chariot. When she was told no, she went charged home after him. But that's another indication of the chariot. Your next one, let's go. Okay, this one will be a curveball. The Diablo Tarot, also known as the definitely not colossal sized cardstock. And here's how the chariot's depicted here. We're thinking, oh, wait, Cerberus? Well, this chariot has 4 heads. So now this can show that maybe, possibly, you have 4 components moving you forward, and now you got to be more in control of them. Because you have a lot of things that can pull you forward, but more horsepower don't mean it's better. So this chariot may say, hey, pay attention. You have a lot more things that are going to be moving you faster to your goal, yes. Exactly. But it's going to require a lot more attention. Because they might pull you off a cliff. 1, 2, okay. 2 left. Actually 3 left. Never mind, the cake was a lie. Now this one is from the Tarot of Vampires. Classic. And now this is how this chariot is depicted. Completely different. Huh. Wait, there's only one? There's only one thing being the cat power? Yep. But have you noticed, this is the only chariot that I have that is armed with a bow. So now this kind of points at like a more shadow side of Apollo. Because again, in this depiction, yes, we have a darker figure, but then we also have in the background, we have a full moon in the background.
Yep, which is
so now the shadow of the dark side of Apollo would be, of course, Artemis. But in this deck, we don't have her being put out there with a chariot. So this would be more of a shadow side of Apollo. So in this depiction, you can definitely see somebody being pulled in a way where they're using more of their darker self to progress forward.
And they have a lot of skill because using a bow like archery, it takes a lot of skill and talent.
And while it's moving?
Yes. That just adds to having that skill and talent.
Okay, now this one. Yep. I'm gonna turn my name because it's getting dark. This one. Hamburger help.
Yeah, I noticed the sun's going down now. Now I'm not gonna have like little lines through me.
So now, for the chariot for my deck, this is how I depicted it, and I called it the unfaltering. Because if you see the figure that's like in motion, you only see half of her. You don't see the other half. That shows you that she's already long gone. Because this is being a deck based off of and themed off of Lilith. In the background, you can kind of see like a darker figure that's like a tower. And if you notice, it's like she's running away from that figure, and she's exiting stage, well, whichever route it is, whichever way you're seeing it, stage left, stage right. But this is that movement that's like, I'm out, going away, not dealing with this. So then, let's see. Last one. If I can reach that far, I probably can. Okay. This is from the Incubus Tarot. And now this one does have Rider-Waite-Smith attached to it, but this depiction of it, well, you have the Sphinxes in motion. And they are not even attached to the... they don't even have... It's like you can't even see the collars on them. And this one is like, oh gosh, oh boy, she's mad, she's mad. The cats are coming, the cats are coming. So now this one kind of shows that when there's something that has caused you harm, and now you're having you're carrying out the action plan to get the just desserts on them, and it's coming, and it's moving fast and a bit ferocious, and that'll be the last one. So yeah, quite the many things of the chariot. So now the bigger question: how the heck would you use this in any kind of magical woozy boom? First and foremost, chariot, going face first into something. Well, if you need a good energetic motivator Like say if you're working to move up faster, have this close by to it. Or make this an intention on top of another spell that you're already working with. But then like say how would you even use for an example, say add energy to it, but because this card does add energy to any working because it's movement, energetic movement. You can even also use, say, a clear quartz point with it, even as well an orange candle, because orange usually represents energy that's like boom, boom, kaboom, motivating, inspiration, and that forward movement. And also the chariot can also be used to, well, if you want to use it in the reverse way, oh, you have competition? Nope. Make their wheel fall off, metaphorically speaking. And also, well, delay someone. If you want to do that, have at it. Cripple somebody, making them not be able to do something harmful or painful. Reverse chariot, you make them get a flat tire, metaphorically speaking. The wheel fell off. Yeah. Get creative with that.
You know, another thing I've used it for travel. But what is really neat to use the Chariot card for is if you are seeking justice, you can use it with the Justice card. Because the Justice card doesn't have movement. And if you need like justice like quickly, that will actually help you because it gives you that movement. And so both of those used in conjunction. And I know we haven't got to the Justice card yet, so, but you can use that Chariot card to help you get that speedy justice that you need. So like in cases of like divorce or, you know, you were in a car accident and you want to get your car fixed and you're having issues getting the money to fix your car. I mean, you know, like there's like lots of little things that you can use that for. So that's also like kind of fun to keep in mind.
Yes.
Welcome, Azriel.
Good evening. I'm just parking. I'm parking. There is a delay. I was gonna say, I can hear myself. You can hear it or no? You guys,
Nope,
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I'm not hearing a delay, so but it could be.
you know what? It might be me. Let me.
see here.
Well, I know we've had. Oh, Azrael left. I know we've had wind here, and unfortunately, the fire that. So I'm really close to the Utah border, and there's like a big fire in the mountains, and yeah, this morning it smelled like smoke so bad today. So.
Yeah. Yep. I have no idea. TikTok, you fix your stuff, please.
Right, and it's also like I don't know if it's me. Which border? I'm on. I'm literally 3 miles away from the Utah border, so I'm in Wyoming. So we're right up. We're literally on top of the Rocky Mountains and the Grand Tetons. So we're in like.
Now it's perfect, loud and clear. I don't know. That was happening at my end.
Okay.
It's strange. So somebody's asking, which border?
Yeah, so I'm 3 miles away from the Utah border. I am in Wyoming. So yes, I unfortunately left Azriel in Chicago with the 100% humidity apparently today.
Oh.
Yeah, my husband sent his friends some pictures because there's like it's not even a fourth of a mile from our house is a fishing pond, and a couple of his friends like to fish, so he sent a picture, and they're like, "You're so lucky you've got dry heat. It's 100% humidity." And I was like, "Look." Oh, okay. You're in Indiana. Bless your heart. Yeah, I like that's. I don't miss the Midwest for the humidity. Not at all. I'm very, very glad to be in the dry now.
Yeah, dry heat instead of humid heat.
Yeah. Yes. I've also heard everybody in the Midwest been getting really bad rainstorms. So I'm like, send the rain my way. So, I'll take some rain. No problems. But we can't distribute it that way. All right, Azrael, do you want to add anything about the Chariot card? Because I know you know a little bit about it. So if you want to add anything before we do one card readings.
Apologize. I'm walking around with 2 gallons of water and a couple of little things in my hand. You know, what I can add is the chariot is straightforward. Straightforward meaning straightforward movement. And head on. Facing your challenge head on. I didn't hear what Bren was sharing because the echo stuff, but it's just straightforward. But I know what the chariot card is. You're going on a journey and you got to face those whatever you're facing. Straightforward, nobility. Upright, being 100% confident and assured. On what you're doing, what you're seeking, and so forth. But yes, so that's what I can add to it right now. I'm trying to get inside my house, and I know it sounds like an excuse, but that's exactly it. Be bold, strong, and just know when the chariot card is in front of you, it's you just got to be yourself and know that you have to face it with no mask. Don't fake yourself. Don't pretend to be something else. Just be straightforward.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Azrael. That was actually very beautiful to add that. So, yeah, I love that we're all here because we all can add like that little bit of things here and there. So I hope it helps everybody build up and learn more about the cards. So next week, oh, look at that, Barbara.
I'm just getting in, and she's like staring at me. Okay, now what did you bring me?
Pay attention to me, Daddy.
Yes. But yeah, I'm just settling, taking off my boots right now, and she's like waiting for a snack. But yeah, I don't want to disturb. For those that are new here tonight, it's one card tarot Tuesday. So if you haven't submitted your questions or just a general reading, just add it there on the comments, and the lovely Rowan and the handsome Bren will actually read a card for you. So welcome in. I'm Azrael, and I'm just here. I'll be the come on down guy.
Who's next on Tuesday Tarot? And while we wait for questions to come through, we do Witchy Book Club. And so it will be in 3 weeks. 3 weeks we are doing Bren's book on the Goddess Nyx.
Yep. Oh, I love how that came out.
I know, it came out so beautifully. So if you want to join, I really highly recommend that you read it and then join our book discussion, because Sunday is the book discussions. But you want to order it soon because it is they print it when you order it, which is so great. So make sure you like Bren. If you aren't following him already, make sure you follow him. And then in his bio, in his TikTok bio, he has his link tree. Click the link tree. It will take you to where you can purchase this book. And you can actually see all his books when you do it. And it does come in 5 days, but we have 3 weeks before we start it. So I want to make sure that people run and grab that book so that they can at least read. So we're going to split it in 2 parts, and so we're really excited. So it'll be,
and also kind of give them a little bit of a taste of like how the interior looks, because the interior. I mean, look at this interior. Look at this. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, I can't get over how beautiful that came out.
I know. I almost want to buy a book to take the part, and I'm not I'm very like my kids when they would like flip down a page, I'd be like, what are you doing?
Don't fold the corner. Yeah.
But this one is so gorgeous, you almost want to frame each and every page because it is so gorgeous.
And it's amazing because
The lovely artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think if you look on I'm trying to think here. I think it's the second to the last page. No, wait, no, not that one.
Yep, the acknowledgement, that one.
Yep. Oh yeah, and there's another image of her on one page. I think it's I know it's a full on. It's on the left side, and it's on a full. It's like a full. Yeah, that one. There it is.
That one's gorgeous. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So we're very excited that we'll be starting this book. So we have 3 weeks left of The Spiral Dance by Starhawk. And so the fourth week we'll start this, and this is only going to be a 2-week book but yes, definitely, grab your copy and be ready, because it is a stunning and beautiful book. And if you want to connect with Nyx, this is going to be really fabulous. So,
And also, like, whenever we get finished with the book after that one, maybe we should do Jezebel's book next. Because that
yes.
one, I mean, I went out on I did kind of like the same like structure as the next book, but I took a bit of a different turn with how the back cover looks. So we'll see.
Actually, Bren, that'll be perfect, because I want to do The Great Divorce next. So what a great, like,
great book after.
Great Divorce.
Great Divorce is like, okay, now that I'm done with that buffoon. Okay.
Yes. So if anybody hasn't heard of The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis is, like, spiritually, he is just amazing. And why I say this is because he was Catholic, Protestant, and atheist. And so when his books, he's not just touching on the Christian aspect, he's also touching on atheism. And so when you actually look at it, they're so extremely amazing and brilliant spiritually. So that'll be a perfect way to do The Great Divorce, and then do Jezebel. And then we definitely have to do the Lilith book at some point too.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, maybe we should do, like, after that, do Glam Witch, and then do Lilith.
Oh, that would be, oh my gosh, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. It's like, okay, so yes, there you go. I'm going to actually write that down, because I want to make that, I think that sounds like an awesome plan. So yes, we will be making you guys buy a lot of Bren's books, but I will be honest with you, he's brilliant. And we will definitely learn a lot and grow a lot spiritually working with these goddesses. And, we're going to be throwing out a lot of really great spiritual books. It might be called Witchy Book Club, but I guess I could call it Witchy Spiritual Book Club. We're not going to make a name on it. So, we don't need to do that to scare everybody. So, so thank you everybody for joining. I want to, huge shout out for everybody who's giving us hearts. Hearts bumps us up, and I'd love to bump up in a league. So please make sure you give us hearts. And it's Tuesday Tarot. So we start Tuesday Tarot out with talking over high overview of a tarot card. We're doing that for 78 weeks. And then we do 1-card readings. So now we're ready for 1-card readings. So if you have a question, you can type your question, or you can type general, and we will pull a card for you. So we've got Lenormand, Oracle, and Tarot cards, and we will pull a card for you. So, so just making sure I'm not missing any questions. No, okay. Looks like we've got some cute conversations going on. Welcome everybody. So thank you so much for joining us, and thank you everybody for the gifts who've given gifts. Always appreciated, never expected, but we do highly, highly appreciate that. And then, Thursday, we're going to start our 12-week series. We're going to do high overview of the zodiac signs in the spiritual panel. So, okay. Irish, hopefully things are on the rise for us. Is that your question? I just want to make sure.
She was Irish Red was talking about she's scheduled. They're gonna get married on October 31st, Halloween. They've been together for 18 years, and things are looking great. Wait, hold on a second. That is a question.
Yes,
She's
so that is
asking.
the
Yes.
question. Yes. Ooh, what a beautiful day for a wedding. Oh, how precious. Okay, yeah, we're gonna pull cards for you, honey. Nope, I'm supposed to pull this deck.
And I'm even using the Ghost Tarot for this one.
I'm
Because, Halloween, come on.
Oracle. I was pulled to grab White Light Oracle. If you've got your card pulled already, Bren, go ahead and start.
Well, I don't think I even need to explain it. Nine of Cups. This depiction of the Nine of Cups, you have a human figure, and then you have a ghost figure. Now you're probably thinking, so does that mean the person I'm marrying is going to be kicking the bucket? No. Because now here comes the thing. You're having, in that unionship, you're having two people on different states of awareness come together equally. And they come together as a unit. And specifically, since this is showing as well the Nine of Cups, this can show a wish fulfillment in terms of taking something onto a much more deeper level. And now I'm being kind of like nudged to pull another card to kind of clarify it. I'm like, okay, fine, if you insist.
And while you're pulling to clarify, I did get a very beautiful card. The ivory wish fulfilling thing.
Well,
And what I'm seeing with this, because this is not a black crow, this is an ivory colored crow. And we know that that means that you're intertwining, and I'm using that word very specifically because I want you to look. We have all these spirals down here, and that is the intertwining of you and your significant other. And when we're looking at this and the ivory colored crow, crows are very protective. And this one, with it being ivory and white being pure love, and you're getting married on Samhain, that's a message that is actually the divine. That is going to be a very sacred and spiritual day for both of you. And you did pick the perfect time for that intertwining together. And Bren, you got a clarification card pulled, I can tell.
Nine of Cups, but now watch. Look at this. There's the Six of Cups. Look at that.
Wow. And then we have the...
And funny enough, the 6 and the 9. Oh, wow, look at this. See if it, well, I don't think you can even get it that far, but look. If you notice, the 6 and the 9 make the symbol for Cancer. And look at Irish's name. There's the sign of Cancer.
There's a sign of Cancer. And you know what's really funny? This is card 39.
39.
So all of them are divisible by 3.
Yep, 3, 6, 9. That's manifestation.
Yeah.
And a thing that I also really like about this, on one side, like you have the two ghosts, but they're the gender that is flipped, and then the side that's alive, you have that. So the genders are flipped. So this is balancing it out perfectly. So this is a perfect unionship. You have one side that's more adult than youthful. And it's...
You just said they're both Cancer Leo cuspers.
Well, look at that.
Yeah, how beautiful. How beautiful. That makes that actually like makes the intertwine even stronger because you've got the fire and the water mixed together.
And oh boy, here we go. When you have the start of Leo, that's associated with the point of Leo that is known as the Pitris, the ancestors. Well, there's the Pitris on that side. There's the Pitris on the other. Both coming together. And on Halloween, so there's that.
Yes.
I don't think it gets any better than that.
No, and saying that because that's when the veil is the thinnest, so it's really like cool. All the cards just really have come out the way they're supposed
just like
to.
look.
Because we can even look with the ivory crow. That could be a spiritual crow coming from the other side too. Yeah. How amazing. Oh, that was such a beautiful read. Oh, how sweet. So he got to at least have his last Halloween. My grandson was born early, and I saw him last week, and I said to him, I said, "You just wanted to trick or treat, didn't you?" And he just got like a big smile on his face. He'll be 1 this year, right? But like 10 days before Halloween. So Yeah, gotta love it. So beautiful, beautiful. Yes, how sweet. That's so beautiful, Irish. I think that was very beautiful. I love Halloween too.
So do I. But the reason why for me is I don't. It's not like for the trick or treating or that because I'm more of a Los Dias de Muertos. I can never pronounce it right. Day of the Dead. I'm more focused on that. That's like my. That's like legit my holiday. And just for this year, I decided. You know what? I don't even have a shirt that has a sugar skull on it. Well, let me fix that. Let me fix that right quick.
Oh, how fun. That one's, does it glow in the dark?
Wow, wow, that's awesome.
It has Patron written on it. No, I don't. I don't. Having a cold one like that intense. But
Oh, Azrael, did you want to add anything with that reading?
Well, you guys nailed it, and the way that you guys pulled everything. But I agree. I agree with everything that what you guys said. It's indicating a definite positive outlook, for the wedding and the marriage because pulling out that 369, and how the numbers all come together, it gives a strong foundation of love, harmony, and the spiritual connection. Because that card that Bren had with the spirit and the other version of it, I think was two things there, right? There was representing the physical and the spirit, and being Halloween, being like you stated, the veil being very thin. It's intertwining, just like your bird there, the ivory bird. It's all intertwining. It's all connecting. It's a strong pull, and they've been together 18 years. 1 + 8 is 9. Think about it. Or 18 divided by 2 is 9. So it's a blessing. It's a positive energy. It's definitely a new beginning. I definitely see, it's going to be something of festive, meaning it's going to be the greatest celebration one can ever have, and for being together for that long and choosing that day, that is a message within your core that's telling you guys that you guys are full of joy. You're going to find satisfaction in this connection with one another, and your future is very promised. And the cards, it was in those cards. I don't have to say no more. It was there.
Yes. Well, and one thing that you just reminded me of is Samhain. Oh, gorgeous, Bren. Samhain is the witch's new year, the pagan new year. So that's when New Year is also celebrated. So that's also like really great to be able to start your life fresh on the new year with the new journey.
Oh, and it is true, and I couldn't say that word, so I didn't say it. But you know what? That 9 of cup being pulled the way it was, being the first card, is indicating, that the satisfaction is there. Meaning what you were looking for that exclamation in your connection with one another, it's there. It's full. It's beautiful. I wish I got a card like that read for me.
Yes, yes, yep. Blessings and happiness will come. So, yeah, that's so beautiful. So beautiful, beautiful. So, it is Tuesday Tarot, and we just did a reading for Irish. So, if you would like a reading, you can type general or type your question in the chat, and we will do a reading for you. So, please feel free if you would like a reading to jump in because we love doing readings. So, and thank you everybody who's given us hearts tonight and those who've given us gifts. Always appreciated, never expected. Okay, Lori, you want a general? Okay, I'm supposed to do this deck. Yeah, supposed to.
Notice I put my old Azrael logo back up there.
You did.
Yeah, I had the owl for about a month, and I said, you know what? Let me go back to that because this is my identity. This is who I am.
So, Laura, your card actually jumped out literally, and this is really funny because we have they're basically deer, but they're unicorns, and we see this very very bright sun, and this is the Four of Wands. And so I'm feeling a lot of passion, a lot of love. and a lot of joy in your life. So you've got a lot of movement in this card. So you have something wonderful that you're going to, or that is coming to you. And I just wanted to double check the bottom. Yes, it's coming your way. And we see roses down here. And the roses are all these beautiful fall colors, which signifies that there is a change. So that change is either being initiated by you, or it's going to be guided by the cosmos and by the spiritual aspect that's going to be bringing something very, very full of joy and light. You can see that with all of the yellow that we have, and we have this really, really bright sun up at the top. And so when Bren is ready, he will pull his card, and or if he's already pulled it, he may have already pulled it. We'll see.
That's not the card. It's not telling me to pull it then. Oh.
Did it fall out too?
This is from Tarot V, which is a vampire-themed tarot. Now, this is the Three of Swords. Pump the brakes. Hold on. Whoa. Sit down. Pump the brakes. Yes, usually the Three of Swords is like, oh, my heart, my feels. Oh, no, heartbreak. Not this one. Because if you notice, the figure that's down below like this is now being watched over and protected by the other figure. This Three of Swords shows that possibly in this celebrating time, there could be somebody, either you or another individual, that is wounded, but now is being protected and given that security to heal. So the celebration may be celebrating somebody's recovery, or surpassing being in a traumatic state or a down state, and now they're going to recover from it.
Ooh. And it is somebody that has a lot of feminine energy. Because I really needed to pull a card. So
I'm being pulled.
This energy, this agile energy that is changing in your life, you've got that protection, and it is somebody with feminine energy associated with you. So keep in mind when I say that, because sometimes as people, it doesn't matter what gender you associate with. Some of us have like more masculine energy, and some of us have more feminine energy, and some people are 100% balanced. So it is somebody that has the feminine energy, or it could be the feminine energy within yourself. That change is coming, and it's a very beautiful, agile change. You're going to feel protected. You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel that strength.
Ooh, what a beautiful one. Well, I pulled another clarifier for this one too, and well, we got she who's not having it. Queen of Swords.
Wow. Like,
but I mean, the way that it's like, even like that card, the way that she's depicted, it looks like the same figure in that.
yeah, it does.
It looks like it's her
It does.
before she became a vampire.
Yeah.
But now, this clarifying this shows that, well, the figure that was there supporting the other was, of course, feminine, but is also not afraid. Because again, for this depiction of the Queen of Blades, you notice her hand, it's kind of a bit bloodied. And the thing is, the way that she's holding it, it looks like she's going, I'm willing to hurt myself to protect or safeguard somebody vulnerable that I care about.
Yep. And then we're leaping into a new change, a positive new change.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Talk about potent.
Yeah, very, very, very potent. How beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful lore. Yes, yes, yes. And Azrael, did you get anything, any other additional energy? Because I know you didn't.
Well, yes, and there's so much in those cards and the symbols and everything, and I agree, with both those readings, especially, pulling out the deers there, and then going with the card that Bren picked, along being a vampire card. Yes. And then you pulling out the other feminine, it's showing that, somebody has been facing some difficult situations. So let's say the transformation from the regular one that Rowan into the vampire, which it doesn't represent something dark. It's just saying that your worst fears were faced, because now you go back into the deers, and what is in the scene of the deers? There's a sun there. So you can be a day walker even in your trauma. So your experiences actually can help somebody else navigate through a period where they're going to find grace. They're going to find strong emotional resilience. No matter what outcome they thought it was going to be, the inspiration alone can say, you know what, whether I was normal or I was hurt, no matter what side of me you've seen, I can seem furious and mean and dark, but yet in reality, I am light. And listen to my words, because my words will give you a positive aspects of life, and that is even overcoming heartbreaks or anything, so you have the resilience. That's what I'm getting from it. From the darkness to the light, and those deers represent a lot. The antlers on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And funny
That
enough,
was
those
beautiful.
deer, the symbol of deer and gazelle, are actually the horsepower for the moon.
Well, you guys need to do a podcast. I hate to say right now. I think there's too many lives going on TikTok. That's why we only have a minimal group of individuals. But these two readings that you just shared are freaking heartfelt, and I see the wisdom in you guys together. I see the strength of your readings, and it's greater potential for the multitude. And I'm talking about we're overcoming some challenges of emotions through these readings that you're doing here. It's positive. Wow.
It, it's funny when you said strength, and right when you said that, the strength card from the Tarot Z card deck fell out.
Don't lie. You guys know that the cards don't
strength.
lie.
Nope, they don't. They don't. And Laura said, yes, that's what I went through for transformation. Yes, you did, and it's only getting better. And then a huge thank you to Sacred Reflection. She said, you three are complementing each other in a level of vibration that can't be comprehended. Thank you, Sacred Reflection. Actually, I felt it from the first time we started doing Tarot Tuesday together, that we definitely have like a very sacred connection to the cosmos and a higher power. So thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
I can vouch. I've witnessed it here, being the third wheel.
You're not the third wheel, Azrael. I've been with you long enough to know.
I know, but it's just
The
that you
chariot
guys,
here. We're the lions.
you guys are showing, yourself, and I'm at home. I just got home. I'm sitting here on a cushion, with no shirt on, no shoes on, no pants on. I'm in my boxers, but it's inappropriate to be on TikTok like this. It's from a long day. I'm basically stretching out and just relaxing and chiming in.
No, yeah, and you have to be able to do that because you do have long days. I mean, I work pretty hard too, but like, I have to tell you, I'm so like, I went for my walk today. I'm like, I'm in the mountains, literally. So it's very, very beautiful. And yes, see, you're the charioteer, Azrael, and see, Bren's the white stag tonight, and I'm the black one because we got black and white going. So, and we have the chariot.
Oh, so I'm like that. The in between the yin yang. That veil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes. Oh, okay. So you've got, yeah, my husband, he works outside too, because he's in the building industry also. So yeah, and you know what? Like, he's so excited to not be in the humidity anymore. See, and Azrael, I know you're in and out. So yeah, that humidity is draining. I always felt so bad for anybody in the Midwest who works outside in that.
Oh yeah, I got the 5 water jug of water. And I'm so thirsty. I actually bought me a gallon of water because I'm going to commit to drinking it. Because you know what, I've noticed, these past couple of days they've been so humid that if I don't drink sufficient water, my bones start aching. So I want to make sure I quench myself. I do have baby Pedialyte. I don't know if you guys know that. Instead of drinking Gatorade, I rather drink baby Pedialyte, and it actually helps you out because it's natural. Gatorade has all these artificial, and sugar, and it's not really good for you.
No,
I
it's
think,
not.
so the Pedialyte is safe. So that's, I drink that, but I also want to make sure I drink sufficient water.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water in the day, and then I usually have one or two Propels a day because the Propel doesn't have sugar either. But I noticed, like, if I'm really dehydrated, the Pedialyte happens, it works so fast in your system.
That's it. Welcome in. We're doing one card pulls here on this live. You're welcome. You can either ask a question in the comments, and you'll get a reading from Rowan and Bren. And if you want, it could be general, or if you have a question.
Yes. And that goes for anybody else who's hiding because I see Hooded joined too. So if anybody would like a reading, we will stay live as long as we have people asking questions. So, and we may veer off topic a little bit too because, that is who
Welcome
we
to the
are.
madness.
Yes. Because we like to do that sometimes. And don't forget to follow all of us. And again, thank you everybody. We're almost at 2,000 hearts. So let's see if we can break 2,000. I think we got to 4,000 last week. So it will bump us up in the ratings, and we'd love to be bumped up. So we do love getting those hearts. And thank you, a huge thank you to everybody who has provided us gifts. Always appreciated, never expected.
You guys remember that old commercial, 7 Up? 7 Up, never had it, never will. Ha ha ha.
Oh wow.
That's what it sounded like you were going to say that. Feel good about 7 Up.
Some of those old commercials, sometimes I myself drinking that old Coke, singing the old Coke song, I like to buy the world a Coke.
With
So you
diamond
start eating.
cheese.
Exactly. Drinking a cherry 7 Up. You know what? I love when cherry flavors in Sprite or 7 Up, or like at the holidays when they add the cranberry flavor. Yeah, Bren and I are like cranberries. The band and added to the drinks.
You ever had the saliva water? It's like saliva water. It's like almost like a aloe water.
No.
Yeah, they have this drink. It's supposed to be refreshing. It's like aloe. I'm not sure if it's the name. And what I do is get cherry, cherry juice, 100% cherry juice, and mix it together. And I'm going to tell you something that is so thirst quenching. It's tart cherry juice made with real cherries. Here, I'm going to just point it out. And then I don't have the aloe to show you, but it's a drink, and basically
Yeah.
you mix it with this cherry
Ooh.
juice. It tastes so good and so quenching, and your thirst will go away. You know,
One of the local Mexican restaurants, they do the farmers market and they sell watermelon juice. And it's not just that they turn the watermelon into juice. They add a little bit of lemon with just a teeny bit of sugar, teeny bit. Yes, Bren, like we got that. Oh my gosh, it is so good.
you mention it. Yes, it's called aloe drink. So it's an aloe drink, and it's so good. But then I put that cherry in it and mix it together. Trust me, I'm surprised nobody thought of that idea and selling it out there.
Well, a big thing in Utah is like sodas, flavored sodas. That we do have a flavored soda shop here, but I try to stay away from the sodas because of all the sugar. But they mix like flavors together. But we like to like take like seltzer water and add like cranberry juice to it or grape juice. Like we love to do like the mix of the water with the juice. Really, really super good. And we're making people thirsty. Yeah, actually, I'm a little thirsty too. I may see if the stores are still open. My town is so small, everything kind of closes early. So like if we're craving like ice cream at night, we're kind of SOL. But it's like fine. I would rather have like mountains and everything close early. So and if I wake up early enough on Saturday and Sunday, I'm hoping to find deer and elk at the river. So and actually my neighbor was just telling me that sometimes moose walk along the river too. So well, as Riel knows, like the Prairie Path in Illinois, yeah, there's a path here, the Bear River Path, that walks right by the river. So you get to see all sorts of, like yesterday I saw hawks, I saw blue jays, there's beautiful ducks, like, yeah, so super, super fun. So yes. So yes, it is Tuesday Tarot. We are doing live readings. So if anybody else would like a reading, you can type your question and you can actually type general if you want just a general. So it sounds beautiful. Yes, it is very, very beautiful. I've been butterflies, birds, and dragonflies everywhere. Yes, I am too, but I'm by a river. So actually, it's really interesting. So I just moved to Wyoming and I was like, reading some stuff, I found out there are more mule deer in Wyoming than people.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I'm like, that's actually pretty cool. And yes, when we have driven in downtown, like our downtown is little, but when we've driven downtown, we've seen deer literally on like the main street here. So, so it's really cool. Like they're all over. So super, super fun, especially this time of year because they're trying to load up, before snow comes. So they want to get their treats in.
The time for apple harvesting as well, right?
Yes.
So and they love apples
Mm-hmm. Yep. And pumpkins. So they
and
love
pumpkins.
all.
Oh man, I can't wait for pumpkin pie and all that good stuff. I love fall. The Halloween season and all this. The color, the orange, everything. Orange is my go-to color.
Somebody asked me my favorite season, and I was like, oh, that's really hard because I love spring when the green is just coming out, and all the spring flowers, and I love summer and I love fall. I love the colors of fall, so I'm like, it's kind of really hard to pick because I even love when the blankets of snow where like you have that fresh snow and nobody's walked in it. It's like, so yeah, I just love
winter. Go figure.
Yeah. Yes. Fun. But yes, I will have, like, I've done some little 20-second videos that'll be posting on TikTok so you can see part of the Bear River. And in a couple weeks, we're gonna go look for buffalo. There's white buffalo in the state park that's like 5 miles from my house. So very, very exciting. I love water. Yes, and actually, Irish, you can swim in the Bear River. So I got my feet wet yesterday. I was like, I'm just walking in it. I don't care. It's the child in me coming out. Yeah, like my favorite things to swim in, I know somebody just said they love swimming, is like, well, actually, I've done, I don't know if Azrael you joined, but we did a bunch of new moon and full moon rituals at Lake Michigan. That is so fun. Like you start them at 7, 8 o'clock at night. Really, really fun to do at Lake Michigan. But as a kid, like we would go swimming in rivers and fish lakes and all sorts of fun stuff. So I love like the natural bodies. Like I like pools, swimming pools, but yeah, it is a lot more fun in rivers and lakes. I wasn't close to the ocean, but I did go to the ocean. All right, we are doing one card reading, so if you'd like a reading, please feel free to type general or put your question in there. Otherwise, we'll chit chat for a little bit and we'll stay live for a little bit longer. Thank you so much for the hearts. Ooh, we're almost, last week we had 4K, we're at 3.8. Can we at least have 4K from last week? That would be awesome. Bren and I can hear Bren shuffling too.
Yep.
We're just like going to town
Just
shuffling.
waiting for the moment, waiting for the moment, waiting for the moment.
I know, I'm like going through all the decks, so someone will probably post a question when we'll be like, that's the deck. Crawdads in the creek, yes. Oh, and like toads and frogs. Super fun. Super, super, super fun. Yeah, that's the only thing about getting into this time of year is it's like, well, yeah, I can't really swim in a lot of the lakes up here when it starts to cool down because hypothermia can come quickly. But woo, we hit 4K. Thank you, everybody. Always, always appreciate it there. So, frog. Oh, you have frogs in the back pond. Frogs are so fun. My kids loved going to Devil's Lake in Wisconsin in the springtime because they loved catching. Like they would literally we would just scoop up the tadpoles. We would put them back in the lake, but you could just scoop them up and go, oh, look how many I got, and then let them go back. They're like all over in the spring up there at Devil's Lake if you've never been. And that is a beautiful, beautiful park in Wisconsin. Beautiful town. So, yeah, if you've never been to Devil's Lake, Wisconsin, definitely you have to go. And Pitcher Rock National Park in Michigan. Oh, especially this time of year because the colors are changing on Lake Superior. It's gorgeous, and it's also wine country. So wine tasting. So, Bren's like, yeah, it's definitely worth it. Yes, never been there, want to travel. Yeah, and you know what, Irish, you're like right there. Like we went one year, our anniversary is in October, and we went to Pitcher Rocks in October, and it was not super crowded because it's really crowded in the summer, and we were able to explore and do everything we wanted. It was just like we picked the best time, and it was really great to be on Lake Superior. So gorgeous, gorgeous there. But yeah, Devil's Lake is super fun. Oh, at Edwardsburg and Lakeside. And see, in Indiana has the dunes. And actually, that side of Lake Michigan in Indiana is fun to play in, too. I'm trying to remember what town. Michigan City. Like, Michigan City has all those cute little houses you can rent. A bunch of us would rent. A bunch of us girls would have girl weekends and rent and go swim there in Lake Michigan off Michigan City, Indiana. Super fun. Yeah, so there we go. You get some travel. Super fun. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up because I haven't seen any questions. So Bren, anything else you want to add about tonight, the Chariot, or anything coming up?
Just for giggles, I pulled 3. One from Oracle de la Nute and Tarot de la Nute. Yeah, it's a tongue twister. The Oracle had the evil queen. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all? And you knoweth the answer. So telleth me, who is the fairest of all? Otherwise you'll be broken into pieces. Then we had 7 of Pentacles, the Black Swan, and then the 7 of Swords. Now this 7 of Swords, it is not the same as you have sneaky deaky tiptoe going about. This is a 7 of Swords. Is like, oh, you want to step? You want to fight? Bring it. Like, well, she's not having it. But then you have on the other side the Black Swan that's wounded, and she's like holding like a part of her back that's been wounded. But the thing with the Black Swan in the movie, it is a horror movie. It is a really dark horror movie that shows going within the self to face the darkest points. It's intense. But then you have on the other side, the white side saying, oh, you want to step? Come fight it. But then you have the shadow come in saying, I can't deal with this right now. But now you have the theme of the evil queen. The evil queen being wounded for not being told, well, you're not the fairest one of all. You're not the fairest one of all because you are wounded. There's something about your appearance and being that you're insecure about. And until you goeth within all, you want to step with this, you're going to be stuck with this wound. So that is a definite sign. Don't let your insecurity of like, I must be told I'm the fairest one of all. I must be told that. Don't let that blind you. Because this thing that is not making you perfect, unless if you go and face first after it and take it down, you're going to be stuck having to rely on exterior to be validated. Oh, well.
Very, very nice. And beautiful. And a bunch of people were saying the cards are beautiful. They are very beautiful cards. Do you want to tell again which decks they were?
They are by the same artist. It is by Alexandra Vibach and Caroline Ann Assange. That's the artist. And I mean, they are Oracle de la Nuit and Tarot de la Nuit. And de la Nuit is French for the night.
Night. Yep.
Yes. Highly recommend them.
Yeah, they are beautiful cards.
And Tarot de la Nuit is a deck that has one extra tarot card in it. I'll show you what it is. And there are decks, yes, that like to include a bonus card or an additional card to it, making it 79 instead of 78. But the beautiful thing about having decks like that, you have one more possibility and one more card to add to a combination if it ever comes out. But the beautiful thing is that depending on the reader, especially if they're intuitive, you'll see how vast that one card can be, read in so many other perspectives, if I can find out where it is. And in this deck, that bonus card is named Angel de la Nuit. So that would be Angel of the Night. So, if it'd be so kind to make itself known any moment now.
I have one of my favorite tarot decks, and I should pull it out. It's called El Goliath Tarot Deck, and it's actually got 98 cards in it.
And here's how she's depicted. If you notice the way that she is looking, in a way, it's like she's looking down, and if you notice her eye makeup, there's like, it looks like cobwebs coming out of her eyes, but those are actually tears coming out from her eyes. And she has an arm going up to her heart, and the other arm pointing downward. So this can show a mourning of a manifestation to one's lower self, and trying to be like that protective, nourishing figure that's at play. Because this is a dark deck. It does deal with things that are a little bit more dark and fantasy-like. Yes, it does have themes like Alice in Wonderland and whatnot. But the Brother Grimm tales, they're pretty dark. And they're in this deck too. Like Hansel and Gretel. Wait, Hansel. If anybody's seen Looney Tunes, you would get that reference. And my name is Hansel. Hansel. Yeah, because that was Bugs Bunny.
And the actual, if anybody's ever read the Brothers Grimm, the actual stories are very dark. I mean, like in Cinderella.
Yeah.
Are very dark. I mean, like in Cinderella.
Yeah.
Prose, you know.
Yep.
So
and
they're all very, very
dark.
Yes. Yes. It's not Disneyfied. Yes. Like a true North. Yes, they are. Well, and the stories, like, you know, they are folklore, from the German area. So it is the folklore that was going around. That's how like we get a lot of our mythology about our deities that we work with.
You had to be raw and real, especially in that time. Nowadays everything is watered down, and the message is really not there. That back then was the truth, and once you looked at it, the perspectives were a lot more clearer. If you play with fire, you get burned scenarios, and the consequences and so forth. Nowadays is, oh, so nice, and everybody gets a gift. Everybody gets a trophy. Here you go, whether you're right or wrong.
Yeah, that's why you gotta let it go, let it go.
Yeah, it was, when I first watched, because, Disney kind of a lot of times makes everything so positive, and it's like, I mean, we do have positive things in life, but, the Frozen movies, actually, I was very impressed with. And Lion King was kind of like, that was, I feel like, one of the first cartoons they did that they really showed.
Passing of Mufasa.
Yeah, it wasn't, they didn't sugarcoat it too much. And they also didn't make like, I wouldn't let my kids watch like Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella, the Disney version, when they were little, my daughters, because I didn't want them to think they had to wait for a knight in shining armor. So it's like, no, you kids don't get to watch it. So they were like teenagers when they watched it. They were like, here, I'm letting them watch like Monty Python and Breakfast Club, but I wouldn't let them watch Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella.
Yeah.
Some of the things we do. So, all right, Azrael, any last words before we close for the night?
Definite. We did have Tina in here. I don't think she had a
Oh,
chance. Tina, we're doing one card pulls if you want. If not, we're gonna wrap up this live. General reading, or if you got a question in the comments, the lovely Rowan and the handsome Bren will actually pick a card for you. And if that is something, okay, yeah, okay, she's down.
okay. All right. Just let us know if you have a question or just type general. General. Okay. Ooh, let me see which deck I'm supposed to work with here.
Working, and I'm making some home cut fries.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have a craving for fries.
Oh, there you go. I did too today, but I had a craving for an enchilada, so we found a really great little Mexican restaurant we went to today. And we usually don't eat out. I was like, let's splurge tonight. Well, it was actually our lunch, our really, really late lunch. All right.
Bring out the big honker one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
I was really drawn to my Lenormand deck, so I'm doing Lenormand. Yep.
of course. Of course that would happen.
Ooh. We have trees. So and when you look, these are leaf-lift trees. So we're like heading into, late fall, late autumn with these trees, heading into winter. But we see in the background, we see the colors of autumn. And with that, it's that firm foundation that we get, that firm grounding that you get from trees, that even when they have no leaves, you still have that strength. So this is showing that you have strength and you've been dealing with a lot, but that strength is there. It's not hibernated yet. So keep that in mind. It's not completely hibernated. So don't give up on it. Don't give up on your strong roots that are grounded. Let's see what card Bren has. And I'm just going to keep this here because it's always fascinating to see what card
Wow.
comes up.
speaking of trees,
Wow.
see the trees?
Mm-hmm.
6 of twigs. Now this depiction, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 3 figures surrounding another figure that looks much monstrous, but these figures are in a way like they're doing some kind of working to bring this being into play. So this is a card showing something has some kind of heavy working and investment has been put out, and now the manifestation of it has arrived, and now there's the celebration attached to it. The manifestation of something that has been invested in for a long time has already arrived, and now it's the victory of it.
Yeah.
I'm being
So
pulled.
look for the fire, look for the passion in that, and know that you're strong. Azriel, did you need to add like your intuition?
Yeah. I could definitely add something to it. Bear with me 1 second. It's just I'm getting a paper towel to dry my fingers. They're wet because I'm slicing the potatoes. But yeah, I love the simple fact. Well, it's not the simple fact. It's the card that you pulled along with the one that Bren has. It's suggesting, like you stated, it's a period of transition and change. Like you mentioned, it's fall, and the aspects of those beings around that one tree is that you, the individual, which is Tina, is has a presence of supportive figures around her that she's not even aware of. It could be spiritual guides. You have 3 spiritual guides around you that are embracing you and allowing you to take upon that change in your life and be prepared to celebrate any achievement, whether it's small, because once you realize that you have this supportive system around you, it's going to lead you and navigate you to these moments of transformative, which is this time right now. And the achievements don't have to be the grand, meaning they don't have to be very, very big, but it's recognizing it here in the present moment where you can actually find the strong within yourself, that strength that you've needed, but you have those guides surrounding you. They're there for you, and you have to change. We were talking about the season earlier. Remember, about 30 minutes ago, we were talking about fall, winter, spring, and the different seasons. So that in itself actually coexists with this reading that you're having here. Just as the trees will lose their leaves, so must you. You are that tree. You are strong, and you have to shake it off. In other words, shake off all that is negative from you. Not saying that you are negative, but those things that held you back and kept you in your old patterns. So now you have to change it and believe in yourself and prepare yourself to recognize that it was always you. You have the strength, and don't question it, because spirit is working with you. Those guides are with you all the time.
It's going to get deeper. Because now look at this. I pulled 2 more to clarify because I just got pulled 2. First one that came out is the Justice card, but now pay attention to how it's depicted. You see the Justice card?
Ooh.
Standing in opposition, but now the way I catch this, there may be some force or entity that is standing against this state of victory, opposing it somehow, some way. This can also be now an indication of injustice. Injustice could be opposing it. However, though, another card came flying out when I was clarifying, and that one is the High Priestess. But if you notice, the High Priestess and the 6 of Wands are facing the same way against the Justice card. So you have this, the victory, the celebration, despite it having opposition, you still have the feminine supporting you during it. Or you may even have an advisor or somebody that is providing you guidance in this victory to keep it contained, despite there being possible injustice at play. There we go. Look at that.
You ever heard, how they say that everything in all is interconnected? There's a web in life. These cards are proving the web connection.
They are.
Funny you say the web, and I just pulled a random card out of the deck, and it happens to be my card, and it looks like Arachne. Go figure.
There you go.
The web. Yep.
And what, Tina? What are we guessing?
It's not an open panel, but I think Tina's requesting.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't do open panel on Tuesdays. So feel free to put your questions in the chat and we'll answer. Yep. Dark moon coming. Yes, we do. And actually it's in Virgo, and we will have it twice in Virgo.
Oh.
Yeah, because the new moon is twice in Virgo this
Wow,
year.
whoa. And it's also with the South Node.
Yes, and the second one is the second new moon in Virgo is the lunar eclipse.
Oh
And we
boy.
have the solar eclipse for full moon in Scorpio. So September is going to be pretty intense.
Oh, wow.
We got a lot of intent. So yes, so our eclipses are in September. So yes, we have a lot of interesting energy coming up. It's been like energy wise with how the planets have been moving, and it has been a very interesting year.
Yes, it's madness, I tell you. Madness, complete madness.
Yes. So we definitely
It's gone mad, I
have to be
tell you.
in touch with our higher powers here. So. All right, so it is Tuesday Tarot. We'll take any last questions. Well, it is a full, not the first new moon and dark moon in Virgo. So we've got the dark moon, then it's the new moon the next day. That is not the eclipse. The eclipse will be the new moon, the dark moon and the new moon in September. And that it is a full lunar eclipse. So yes, we should see blood on the moon at that point.
And going once.
September 7th.
Yes. So yeah, we're gonna have some intense energy. Not that it wasn't intense energy with all the retrogrades that we just. I mean, a couple of them are still in retrograde, but we had 4 planets in retrograde at the same time.
A few planets still having too much of the cold one, going the wrong way.
Exactly. I know. It was like as soon as Mercury was done, it was like, whew, all right, Mercury's back direct. Well, and it's funny because like I've learned how to deal with them, so it doesn't faze me as much. But like I noticed, like with work, like being around other people, like some people have a hard time with that energy, and until you learn that energy, it is a new energy you have to deal with and accept. Definitely. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up. So, Bren, any last closing remarks?
Out of our idea very cheap. Poodaloo. Ciao.
All right. Azriel, any last remarks before we go?
Sorry, it takes me a little bit. I'm what do you call it? Cutting up these fries and making sure I get them into the oil in a nice way. I did drop one, but that's okay. Maybe I don't need that extra one. What I want to add, to those that are here, remind yourself that to protect your energy, because once you are able to protect your energy, you become a beacon, guiding yourself and those that you care about through the darkest of times. And these cards here tonight is just an example that, it's allowing yourself to resonate with it, believe in it, and you will see that you are it. You are what you can see to be, and you are exactly what you believe you are. So protect your energy and be that co-creator. And thank you, Rowan and Bren, for this wonderful night. And I'm gonna enjoy some fries. All right.
Yay. And homemade. Homemade is best. So I want to thank Bren and Azriel. As always, it's such a pleasure having you guys here. So Tuesday is our closed panel. So yeah, look at that. Look at that. Everybody go to Azriel's house. Fries with Azriel. So always a pleasure to have Bren and Azriel here. And we will have open panel on Thursday. We will be talking about Aries. So it's our next series of 12 on spiritual panel. We're going to be going over the zodiac. And then Sunday is also open panel because that is Witchy Book Club. We will be discussing chapter 11 of the Spiral Dance by Starhawk, which is the moons. So we'll be talking about new moon and full moon. So yes, it will be very, very exciting book club discussion. So join us then. So I am live on Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so that is 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So as always, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for all the hearts. We got to 7.2K hearts. Thank you, everybody. So appreciated. And thank you, everybody, so much for all of the gifts. We really appreciate it. So as always, merry meet, merry part, bright blessings, and namaste.